Hey everybody, it's Matt Hsu from Upright Health with the Day 32 report following my knee injury last month. So, quick recap. I injured my knee squatting. I had felt tension building up in the knee over the course of a week and I just ignored it and did not properly address it. My knee went plunk. It was audible and it was very painful. I could not bend my knee more than a couple degrees for at least 48 hours. And then we discovered around 72 hours that if we added some medial rotation to my tibia, my knee could actually achieve full range of motion, although it was still painful. So since then, I have been doing a lot of stuff focusing on the lateral hamstrings. We did do some meniscus tear tests, just basic movement tests to test for a meniscus tear. On all of those, my knee was exactly as painful as it's supposed to be to warrant the idea of a meniscus tear. But there have been studies that show meniscus tears are not actually causative, right? They don't actually cause pain, right? You can have meniscus tears that cause you absolutely no problem. There have also been some recent studies done on the long-term effects of meniscus surgeries to repair torn menisci. And they have shown that meniscus surgery, when you look at the results of that versus a fake surgery, in the long term, ends up about the same. So whether you get the surgery or a fake surgery, you still get the same result in the long term. So I, at no point during this, have considered the idea of an MRI to verify meniscus surgery. And I have at no point considered surgery because I literally, just before hurting it, had read a report about the long-term results of meniscus surgeries versus fake surgeries. So we're at day 32. It's a Wednesday. On Sunday, I went trail running with no problem. Monday, I did a bunch of squatting and leg exercises with heavy weight, no problem. On Tuesday, I did some deadlifting. I shouldn't have been doing some deadlifting, but I was doing some deadlifting, no problem. The knee seems to be holding up very, very, very well now. I have learned throughout this process that there's a couple things that I need to work on to make sure that it gets even better than it was pre-injury. So, quick recap of things I've been doing include lateral hamstring stretching with a band. So, again, I've been doing a bunch of lateral hamstring stretching. This helped initially a ton in getting my range of motion back. Pulling the toes back, pulling on the pinky toe side, and then also, optional, pulling over this way so I get medial rotation in my femur, which really puts a little extra stretch up into the hip and all along that lateral hamstring. So that helped a lot in the first week, and then I started noticing when I tried to put weight on the bar and tried to do anything with load, my knee would tighten up again. So I started to think that there is something wrong with the lateral hamstrings on both sides, because the right knee also started to feel tight. That was causing me some problems. So the stretching wasn't fixing that, which made me think, well, maybe this tightness that I'm feeling is a result of weakness, right? It's protective tension instead of just being too strong and tight, right? And I've had some pretty nasty hamstring injuries in the past from hockey, so it was not surprising to me at all that those injuries on top of sitting a lot, because I live in the 21st century, would make for some pretty weak lateral hamstrings. So what I've started playing with, I don't even remember how I ended up playing with this, but what I've done is I've taken a rubber band and put it around something solid. I have a little nylon loop here so it's more comfortable for me. And what I ended up figuring out was that if I put my, I'm going to show you this way, if I have my foot this way with the band pulling towards you, I feel my lateral hamstrings working. And that's super weird. I've mentioned that I was doing a weird exercise in my previous video on this. This is a super weird exercise because it's working my lateral hamstrings. I can feel my lateral hamstrings working, except my lateral hamstrings are working for isometric, they're working isometrically to create an internal rotation force, which is super weird because that is not something you normally think of the lateral hamstrings doing. But if you were standing here with me and you wanted to touch my lateral hamstrings, you could verify this very easily. These suckers are just taut now. I mean, they're obviously working just by doing this isometric work. Now, what I've been finding is that the more tension I add to the rubber band, I started on an easier rubber band, the stronger and more stable my hip and my knee feel. So I've been playing around with different positions. I'll sometimes put this foot over here and go like that. I'll bend, like right now I actually feel that right up here, like right here. I will bend and change positions. I'll move a little bit just to see where my lateral hamstrings don't like to go. Right here I can feel it kind of like spasms a little bit, but if I stay there long enough, it usually will kind of ease. I call these negotiations when I do this in other exercises and other stretches. You feel your body tighten up, and then it kind of figures out, it calibrates where it's supposed to be, like how tight is it supposed to actually be, and then things start to clear up. So there it's pretty much good. So when I come up there, I hit another little weird point, but then it goes away, come up, no, that's all good. So what I've been noticing is the more I'm doing this, the better my knees feel when I go into squats, right? I don't get any kind of problems in my knees. And also, I'm noticing my single leg balance when I do things like this, it's improving dramatically. This is actually something that I've been wondering about for quite a while, because I've gone to like a kickboxing class or something. I used to do martial arts when I was little, and my brother likes to try to kick me in the face sometimes. So it's nice to be able to do something like that when I need to. But a lot of times what I found is going like this, I would just like fall over. I wouldn't have the stability to maintain the position. Now, after doing this and getting that internal rotation ability out of the lateral hamstrings, I'm much more stable, right? So I can come up here and kick like that, and I can feel when I'm shifting weight on there, I actually feel my lateral hamstrings participating in a way that they haven't participated in, I would say, years. So super weird exercise, but definitely super helpful, and I can feel those lateral hamstrings getting stronger. So a couple ideas for you. You might want to use them. If it helps you, definitely let me know, because I'd be interested to hear what it does for other people. Of course, do it at your own risk. It's your body, it's your life. Please remember, if that pain sucks, life shouldn't.